Thank you so much for all those who have traveled far and wide for tonight. For those who don't know me, but you all do. My name is Joe, and I'm Jennifer's only son and her youngest child, the baby of the family. My mom came to me and asked me to deliver the father of the bride speech tonight. I was both humbled and honored. Mind you, this was after I had told her that I was giving a speech, whether she asked me or not. My mom's dad would have loved to have been here tonight. He would have been the loudest one in this room, telling stories about his little girl. He is here in spirit and alive in our hearts. My mom and Scott gave me one rule for tonight's speech, and that was, make it quick. So to that point, to honor the wishes of the bride and groom, I've written down my thoughts. And I'm going to stick to only what I've written down on paper so that I don't get distracted and run off on a tangent. There comes a time in everyone's life where they meet their one true love, their soulmate, a person they are going to know and love for the rest of their life. That moment came from my mom 26 years ago on the day I was born. My mom and I share a connection that words cannot describe. She is truly, and I say this with my whole heart, she is truly the only reason I get up every day and keep going. As we were preparing for this wedding, everybody was bouncing around, all excited, and I just kept saying, I'm just not ready. I'm not ready for this. And the only problem is that there would never be a time that I'd be ready. And so only a few nights ago, I called my mom and I said, I think you need to find somebody else to walk you down the aisle. I said, because I'm just not ready to lose you. And she said, where am I going? After laughing about this little comeback, I began thinking about my mom's gift for comebacks and her creative ways to teach life lessons. My mom ran a tight ship at home, and you didn't dare not listen to her. I learned this the hard way in kindergarten.
Here we go.
My mom's version of the story says that I was threatening to call the police on her every time she wanted me to do something that I didn't want to do. I don't remember that. I have no recollection of that. So one day at school, a police officer comes to the door to my kindergarten class, arrests me, took me outside, and explained when you do and do not call 911. A few years ago I said, don't you think that was a little harsh to do to a 6-year-old? She said, no. My mom was paid back for that in other ways. One day I had a Mother's Day school assignment where I was asked to list my mom's favorite things, favorite this, favorite that. On the list 3 of your mom's favorite stores, I wrote Goodwill, Savers, and the 99-cent store. On another occasion, during Red Ribbon Week at school, when we were learning about drinking and driving, I went to the teacher after and I said, my mom drinks and drives all the time. I was referring to Diet Coke, not knowing what that really meant. Over the years, my mom has always encouraged my crazy ideas and stunts, most of them. When I was 11 years old, when most kids wanted Hot Wheels or Legos, I wanted a KitchenAid Ultra Power stand-up mixer in white. I saved and I saved and I saved my money. And some parents at school found out about this, and they went to my mom and they told her how irresponsible it probably was for her to let me buy such a gadget that was just going to be wasted. She blew them off. She took me to the store and she said, follow your heart. I think my mom's motto for her kids, crazy ideas, although not spoken, was simple. If they succeed, they will wow us all. If they don't, it'll be a lesson they'll remember. I thank my mom for raising me to be a dreamer, someone who takes risks and chances, who doesn't listen to the naysayers, and who's always moving forward, letting go of the past and not focusing on past mistakes. One mistake, though, I do remember is how I treated Scott when I first met him.
Uh-oh.
I was not open to having anyone be a part of my mom's life. But I learned my lesson. I had moved into a new apartment with no air conditioning. My mom told me, Scott says he has a window air conditioner you can have and he'll come and install it. And I said, absolutely not. He's not coming to my house. You might be dating him, but I don't want him around. Just go away. Well, then because God has a sense of humor, the weather changed. Literally. Brea hit one of the hottest streaks in the last 100 years. The temperature went from 96, 98, 99, 100, 104, 106, all the way to 110. After a few days of suffering and saying, he's not coming over. I called my mom and said, do you remember that air conditioner Scott mentioned? I said, do you think he could maybe bring it over and install it? Scott was at my house within an hour.
Aww.
And all I could think of was, here's someone I've treated like crap. Return only love. And I don't think that I had seen anything more Christ-like in someone. Shortly after I met Scott's mom, shortly after this, I met Scott's mom, who's now one of my favorite people on this planet. For the time I've known him, I've seen that Scott is a carpenter, a handyman, and a role model, and now the newest addition to our family. So to Scott, on behalf of my sisters and myself, we want to welcome you into our family. This includes your mom, your 3 kids, their spouses, and significant others. We know that you will take care of our mom, and you better, because you'll have to deal with us. And we've been raised to do the impossible and get away with it. To my mom, thank you for seeing a light in me that no one else sees. Although this is a hard day for me, it's a glorious day for you. And for that, I stand beside you and return only a small fraction of the love that you've given me for the past 26 years. And thinking about this over many sleepless nights, I realized that my mark on losing my mom is actually the opposite of what's happening. Tonight, nothing is lost, but so much is gained. New family members, new friends, and a new future. So here's a toast to my mom, the most beautiful bride, my supporter, my encourager, my reason to live. And here's also to the newest member of my family, a loving, caring, Christ-like example, Scott. To the bride and groom.